You also cannot throw him back to the sea, Hannah said. Hannah realized that it was difficult for Sadao also to throw him into the sea. He could not do that unkind act. Then there is only one thing to do. We must carry him into the house. So what did she suggest? She suggested that they should carry him into the house. But the servants, Sadao inquired. He was apprehensive about the servants, whether they would be able to accept him or not. We must simply tell them that we intend to give him to the police. She suggested that they would tell them that they intended to give him to the police, as indeed we must, Sadao. Then she emphasized on the point that they should hand him over to the police. Otherwise, it would be a problem. We must think of the children and your position. He was holding a high position in the country. He was not just a great doctor, he was a scientist too. A very respectable person. So we must think of the children and your position. She emphasized on the point that the American, that fellow, should be handed over to the police, because it would put his position at risk, as well as the safety of the children would also be at risk. It would endanger all of us if we did not give this man over as a prisoner of war. He was a prisoner of war. So if they did not hand him over to the police, that would endanger their lives. Endanger in the sense everybody's life of the family, the whole family, would be at risk. Certainly, Sadao agreed. I would not think of doing anything else. He completely agreed with his wife. Thus agreed, together they lifted the man. After agreeing with each other, they lifted the man. They carried him inside the house. He was very light, like a fowl, like a chicken. He was that light, that had been half-starved, like a chicken that had been half-starved for a long time, until it is only feathers and skeleton. So the fellow, the American prisoner of war, was so skeletal looking, because he might had suffered extreme weight loss as a result of continuous starving in the prison. So he was totally emaciated and skinny, very light. So his arms hanging, he was still in unconscious state. They carried him up the steps and into the side door of the house. This door opened into a passage, and down the passage they carried the man towards an empty bedroom. It had been the bedroom of Sadao's father. Whose bedroom was it? It was Sadao's father's bedroom, and since his death it had not been used. They laid the man on the deeply matted floor. Floor was deeply matted. Deeply matted means carpeted, heavily carpeted. Everything here had been Japanese to please the old man. Everything in the room was kept in Japanese manner, Japanese way, because Sadao's father was a very traditional man who would never in his own home sit on a chair or sleep in a foreign bed. He had never used any foreign bed or chair in his whole life. He had lived his life in a very traditional Japanese manner. Hannah went to the wall cupboards and slid back a door. She opened one of the cupboards and took out a soft quilt. She hesitated. The quilt was covered with flowered silk and the lining was pure white silk. It was a beautiful quilt, comforter. It was all silk. He's so dirty. Why? She was concerned because he was dirty. She murmured in distress. She said that in anxiety, or you can say she looked concerned to use the quilt over him. Yes, he had better be washed, Sadao agreed. If you will fetch hot water, I will wash him. So Sadao agreed to give him a wash. So he asked her for hot water. I cannot bear for you to touch him, she said. We shall have to tell the servants he is here. She said that she thought that they should tell the servants that they had brought the prisoner of war inside. I will tell Yumi now. She decided to tell Yumi. Yumi was the babysitter. She can leave the children for a few minutes and she can wash him. She told Sadao that she would tell Yumi, the babysitter, about the man, and she would only come and give him a wash.